Hello, I'm Daniel, and today we talk about self-care. Have you ever been so busy taking care of everything else that you forgot you were there at all? It's like you're the house, and you're running around fixing the leaky faucet, painting the fence, mowing the lawn, but you never go inside. You never just sit in your own living room, in the quiet, and feel what it's like to be the house. You're so focused on the upkeep, you forget the inhabitant. We hear the term self-care everywhere now, don't we? It's become a bit of a buzzword, and often it gets wrapped up in pictures of bubble baths, fancy candles, or buying a new treat. And those things are nice. They're pleasant. But what if self-care is something much, much deeper? Something quieter. Not an action you add to your to-do list, but a way of being with yourself. A conversation. A friendship. Think of it this way. Imagine you have a very dear friend. This friend is with you every single moment of your life. They see your triumphs and your embarrassments. They hear your secret hopes and your middle-of-the-night worries. How would you treat that friend? Would you ignore them for days on end, only to snap at them when you're tired? Would you push them relentlessly, whispering, "Not good enough," when they stumble? Would you fill their silence with constant noise so you never have to hear what they might say? I think we all know the answer. You'd be kind. You'd be patient. You'd listen. You'd make them a cup of tea and let them rest when they're weary. You'd celebrate their small joys. That lifelong companion is you. Self-care, at its heart, is simply the art of becoming your own best friend. But friendship isn't built in grand, occasional gestures. It's built in the tiny, daily moments of attention. The "how are you?" Really? Asked with genuine curiosity. So let's practice that. Let's have one of those real-life conversations with ourselves. I'll show you what I mean. Let's say it's a normal Wednesday. You've been busy, rushing from one task to another. Your mind is a crowded train station, announcements, schedules, people coming and going. You finally get a moment to sit down with your lunch. The old habit is to pick up your phone, to fill the space, to keep the noise going. But today you pause. You put the phone down. You take a breath that feels like the first real breath in hours. And you turn your attention inward. You start the dialogue. You might say to yourself, softly in your mind, "Hello in there." It feels a bit silly at first, doesn't it? Talking to yourself. But isn't that what we're doing all the time anyway? Usually, it's a critical manager or a frantic planner doing the talking. This is different. This is the voice of friend. "How are you feeling?" you ask. And you wait. You don't demand an answer. You just create a little space for one to arise. And maybe from under the layers of "I'm fine" and "gotta keep going," a small, true feeling whispers back. "I'm tired," it might say. Not just physically tired, soul tired. The kind of tired that comes from carrying a weight you've forgotten you're even holding. "I hear that," you respond internally. "It's been a long week already. Thank you for carrying all of that." No fixing. No, you shouldn't feel that way. Just acknowledgement. It's astounding how powerful simple acknowledgement can be. It's like finally seeing someone standing in the corner of the room who has been there for hours. "Oh, there you are." Or maybe the feeling is anxiety. A fluttering, tight sensation in your chest. Instead of trying to choke it down with a deep breath and a calm down, you get curious. Friendly curiosity. You say, "Hello, anxiety. You feel quite big right now. What are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to protect me from something?" Often, our difficult emotions are just misguided guardians. They're shouting danger because a long, long time ago, that shouting kept us safe. They don't know the war is over. So you listen. You might discover the anxiety is about a presentation or a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. The feeling isn't the enemy, it's a messenger. And by listening to the message, the feeling often relaxes. It feels heard. It can stand down. This internal dialogue. This is the most profound self-care practice I know. It's free. It's always available. And it changes everything. It's the difference between being a stranger in your own skin and being at home in yourself. Now, I want to tell you a little story. It's about a tree. Not a special, magical tree. Just an old oak in a field. For years, a man would walk past this tree. He'd notice in spring, think nice leaves, in autumn, think pretty colors, and in winter, think looks cold. One particularly difficult year, he found himself sitting at the base of this tree, feeling utterly lost. He sat there for a long time, not thinking, just being. And as he sat, he began to really see the tree, not as a picture, but as a living thing. He saw the deep grooves in its bark, like wise old wrinkles. He saw how its roots must run deep and wide underground, holding it steady in storms. He saw how some branches were strong and straight, others were gnarled and bent from years of weather, and yet they all belonged to the same tree. It wasn't a perfect tree. It was a complete tree. Its history was written in its shape. He realized he was like that tree. His experiences, the joys that stretched him toward the sun, the losses that twisted his heart, the quiet years of steady growth, they weren't flaws. They were his shape, his story. Self-care in this light isn't about pruning yourself into some perfect, ideal form. It's about learning to sit at your own base, to witness your own history with compassion, to appreciate the sheer miracle of your own existence, grooves and gnarls and all. The philosopher Alan Watts used to talk about how we are not separate from the universe, like a drop of water in the ocean. We are the ocean doing a drop. When you feel that, not just think it, but feel it in your bones, the need for self-care transforms. It's no longer about maintaining a separate, fragile entity. It becomes an act of cosmic hygiene. You are tending to a unique, temporary manifestation of life itself. You are honoring the universe's ability to grow a tree, to form a star, to create a conscious feeling you. So how do we tend to this miracle in practical terms? We go back to the dialogue. We build the friendship through tiny, daily rituals of noticing. It can start when you wake up. Before you reach for your phone, before the day's script starts running in your head, you have a window. A few seconds of pure, quiet being. You feel the weight of your body on the mattress, the texture of the sheets, the temperature of the air. You say, silently, here I am. A new day. That's it. No agenda. Just presence. It's a gentle welcome. You go make your morning coffee or tea. Instead of doing it on autopilot, you make it a small ceremony. You feel the coolness of the mug. You watch the steam curl up, carrying its scent. You taste the first sip, really taste it. In that moment, you are not preparing for life. You are living. You are saying to yourself, this small pleasure is for us. We are here to experience this. Throughout the day, you check in. You set a gentle alarm on your phone, not as a demand, but as a tap on the shoulder from your friend. It rings and you pause. You take one conscious breath. You ask, how's my friend feeling right now? Is there tension in the shoulders? A hurriedness in the chest? A little spark of joy from something you saw? You just note it. Attention. Hello. Oh, a spark of joy. Thank you. This isn't adding more work. It's creating little islands of being in the river of doing. It's how you remember you're the one in the boat, not just the boat being carried by the current. And then there are the harder moments. The frustration in traffic, the sharp word from a colleague, the wave of loneliness on a quiet evening. This is where the friendly dialogue becomes your anchor. You don't have to like the feeling. You just have to make room for it. You say this too is here. This frustration, this hurt, is allowed to be here. You might even put a hand on your own heart, a physical gesture of friendship. It's a way of saying, I am with you in this. We will feel this together. This simple act of inner solidarity is more healing than any external fix. It stops the war inside. We often believe that to be strong is to be hard, to be invulnerable. But what if true strength is like the flexibility of bamboo? It bends deeply in the storm, but does not break because it is rooted and it is hollow. It has space within it, creating that inner space, the space to feel, to question, to simply be. That is the ultimate self-care. The poet Rumi wrote, "You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop." Your inner world contains universes of feeling, memory, and potential. Tending to it is the most important work you will ever do, because it is the ground from which your entire life grows. So let this be your practice. Not another item on a checklist, but a shift in perspective. From today forward, see yourself as your own lifelong guest. Be courteous. Be interesting. Be kind. Make a nice cup of tea for your thoughts. Offer a comfortable chair to your weariness. Listen to the stories your feelings have to tell. They are not always true, but they are always real. Honor that. And in the evenings, as the day softens, you might sit for a few minutes. Not to meditate in a strict sense, but to simply debrief with your friend. How was our day? Review it not with judgment, but with the gentle curiosity of a biographer. Oh, that moment made us feel small. Interesting. And that laugh we had with the stranger in the shop, that was a good moment. Let's remember that. You are collecting the pearls of your own experience, stringing them together into the story of a life that is deeply, intimately felt. This is how we come home to ourselves. Not with fanfare, but with a whisper. Not with a grand plan, but with 1,000 tiny I see yous. You will forget. Of course you will. You'll get lost in the doing for days. And then you'll catch a glimpse of your own eyes in a window, or feel a sudden ache of beauty at the color of the sky. And you'll remember. Oh, hello. There you are. And you simply begin again. No scolding. Just a welcoming back. Because this friendship, it's the only one that truly lasts a lifetime. It's the foundation of every other love, every other joy, every other peace you will ever know. Tend to it with the devotion of a gardener tending the most mysterious and beautiful seed they have ever been given. You don't need to force it open. You just need to provide the right conditions, a little sunlight of attention, a little water of kindness, the fertile soil of acceptance. And then trust. Trust that life knows how to grow. Just where you are. Take a breath that feels like arriving. And softly, gently, turn your attention inward. Start the conversation you've been waiting your whole life to have. Say hello. Oh, bye.